Hi, everybody.
Hi.
You ready to finish this fucking game, Ruby?
Yeah.
Let's go to the last
Think
planet.
about that. The last planet. What do you do when you have an event? Planet.
I don't get it.
I don't know. I was just hoping you could decipher that for me.
How would I planet an event? A planet isn't a verb. I can't planet an event. I can't planet anything. Now I can't even look at trippy space. It's just cloud space.
Yeah, what the fuck just happened?
You see that cloud?
See
that cloud in front of us?
What? Yeah.
That's evil.
Is that Cloud from Final Fantasy VII?
Yeah.
Wow.
He left the Colosseum after we beat him and turned into an actual cloud. He ascended.
Did we do that on camera?
Huh?
Did we do that on camera?
I think I did.
I think you did too.
If not, you can assume I did it because you saw me using the Keyblade from it.
Yeah. Well, you were using the Olympia Keyblade, but there's no way you would get the Olympia Keyblade if you didn't also beat Cloud.
Right.
You can't defeat Hercules with it.
But now I'm using Oblivion, and it's all null and void.
Who's null and void?
They're two brothers. One of them started the company Applebee's, and the other one started the company Harris Teeter. Now, I know these two companies seemingly have nothing to do with each other.
And that's because they don't.
But the fact of the matter is, yeah, you're right, they don't.
I was just... You and I misheard... Or you and I both interpreted that differently. When I said, who is Nolan Void? I meant like one name. Like Nolan Void. And you were like, Noel and Void.
Yeah, they're siblings. They're twins.
I'm Noel, and I'm Void. Just imagining some like really freaky kid named Void.
Hey, Noel. Yeah, Void.
I like how my creepy voice just was Butthead. Wait, is it Beavis or Butthead that I was doing Beavis?
I don't know, one of them.
Beavis is the blonde one, right? Cornelio.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and then Butthead is...
I don't like Beavis and Butthead.
Me neither.
I actually think they're pretty funny in the videos where they're like, you know, doing commentary over music videos and stuff. But, you know, the actual show itself is nothing special.
I remember them watching a Pantera video and losing my shit when they were like referring to Pantera as a person instead of the band name.
Yeah.
And they were like, you think Pantera had a bad childhood? He's like, hey, Pantera, give me another beer.
End of the world.
Pantera, get...
We need to play Pantera over this.
That's my shitty impersonation of the guitar from Walk. I have a friend who's obsessed with Pantera. I like their music. I'm not a huge fan of their singer, but like I don't hate him either. Their guitar and the drums are... Dimebag Darrell, I think, does the guitar. And that is a reference to
marijuana?
No, people used to, like, you know, old ladies carry dimes in their bags.
Oh.
Like they have those tiny bags that can only hold coins.
Oh, that's cute.
Dimebag Darrell, friend of old ladies. He was shot and killed at a concert. Like, he was on stage, and someone in the crowd shot and killed him.
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. The drummer drove home and hid in the kitchen with a knife. Oh, his drummer's also his brother. He was scared shitless, which, I mean, who wouldn't be seeing your brother get gunned down in front of you, like, while you're on stage?
Be a little concerning if you weren't scared shitless after that.
Speaking of bands I like and little trivia,
does anyone die in this story?
No, but somebody does get very injured.
Oh, cool. Let's hear about it.
Def Leppard. I'm sure you've heard this one. But in a drunk... when he was hit by a drunk driver, the drummer lost one of his arms. But he was, you know, determined to keep drumming, so he started using one of his feet to drum. And that's, like, Def Leppard has been known to have, like, you know, you go to live shows and you see the drummer, like, just drumming the shit out of it. Like, I play drums too, but he's way better than me, and
he's better than a lot of people.
And he has, one arm, and so, I mean, that's not even like the main appeal of Def Leppard. The main appeal of Def Leppard is that they're, fucking awesome. But because of that incident, Def Leppard doesn't serve alcohol at their shows.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they refuse to play at venues or they play at venues and tell them they can't serve alcohol during those events because he was hit by a drunk driver.
I mean, that's fair.
It's completely understandable. I'm 99% sure that that's true. I might actually, that 1% still exists though. Somebody very trustworthy to me told me that, and they said it in a way that made me feel like they knew this because they'd gone to Def Leppard concerts before. And that trustworthy person goes by many names. I call him Dad. Yeah, my dad told me that. He's been to Def Leppard concerts though. Him and my mom went to one together. I think that was one of their dates. My mom went.
How long ago was that?
Well, it was the 80s, so very long ago. My mom also went. She has I don't know if she still has this, but she used to have this ticket from a Metallica concert, and she was in the Snake Pit. Yeah, which is kind of like the mosh pit but different.
What's the difference between that?
Okay. I shouldn't have said mosh pit. Mosh pit is just a loose term to be like, this is the area where people punch each other. Well, not punch each other, but swing their arms violently. But the Snake Pit is like in the on the stage, like in the stage.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's really close to them. She said that she got you get like sweat and stuff coming down from, and it's Metallica. Like you kind of want their sweat. I used to be a huge metalhead. I still listen to metal. I just listen to everything else too.
I like a lot of metal. I just can't get into metal where the entire song is screaming.
I mean, that's to each their own.
Yeah. I don't even mind screaming when it's in part of the song for emphasis, but.
I think you'd like All That Remains. Sorry, that was random. But
it's I think the main issue I have with it is I don't like when there's a lot of lyrics in a song and I'm having trouble understanding them. And yeah, screaming is just one of those things where I'm just like, what did he say? What?
And All That Remains has. They usually just scream during the verses, but there's one song where all of the screaming only occurs when the lead singer's also singing. So it's it's literally singing with screaming behind it, saying the same words.
Right.
It just sounds really cool. Anywho.
Whoa.
What I was going to say is, I used to be a much bigger metalhead, and I've seen all of the big four except Metallica.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've seen the big four.
They still show regularly. Fairly regularly.
Metallica? Yeah. I just haven't been to a concert. It's just, I've seen Megadeth, Anthrax, and the other one. Hold on. I feel terrible. Slayer. How did I forget Slayer? Slayer was my favorite. Slayer is just... When Slayer starts playing, it just sounds so evil. You know what I mean? There's metal, Metallica sounds like hard and heavy hitting. Megadeth is similar to Metallica, but different. Oh god, I'm gonna upset Megadeth fans. Anthrax has got a little bit of rap thrown in there too. They're rap thrash almost. I'm not a huge Anthrax fan. I like seeing them live, but I don't really remember the show very well. But yeah, Slayer is just... They're known for their guitar riffs they're usually slower and more they're I think they're very Black Sabbath inspired. It's very evil and slow sounding. Mm-hmm. And I think, I don't know.
So yeah. This world works in multiple. Well, I mean, you go from room to room it's a lot more linear than the other worlds of the game. Each room feels kind of like its own small world in and of itself, though.
Kind of.
Well, right now I've only been in one room. It just keeps putting... This first room involves you making your way across...
Town.
Not town. Making your way across that lake. And in between the little platforms, the little islands, I guess you'd call them, with the treasure chests on them, it keeps throwing you into waves of Heartless. And, yeah, you just have to... clear each of these little rooms out until you make your way to the end of that big room.
I'm really digging the music on this part.
The Heartless variations in this world are really cool, too.
Is it like a... It looks like a swan with a drill. That's not a drill, but it looks like
they're like lanterns or something.
Oh. Yo. Can you imagine that? If lanterns had wings? Could you imagine just, like, flying? That would be so useful. Could you imagine, sometime in the future, we're gonna have like drones that are just lights, and they're just gonna follow you wherever you need them to.
Why not? Poor Donald. There we go.
Yeah, I really like the music here. The choral, you know, dissonance and.
This world just like...
I just said a bunch of buzzwords that meant nothing.
This world just like gives you the feeling of God. What's going on?
I thought you were just gonna stop at God.
No.
The feeling of God. No, yeah, it seems so fucking dire.
Goofy... Oh, shit. We were talking during the opening cutscene earlier, but Goofy said that this is actually like... This world that we're in is like a conglomerate of all of the worlds that have been destroyed by the Heartless.
Oh.
This is like... I guess you'd say like the center of where all of them went, and they're just kind of compacted in on each other.
Oh, do you see like references to other Disney worlds in here?
Not really.
Oh, that would have been cool. But I understand there was like limitations and shit. Did they have the rights to do any Disney World they really wanted to, or was it like kind of tight?
You know, it's never really been too clear on that. I think that they have to, you know, do each Disney movie, you know, like on its own. I don't think they have access to all of them right off the bat. But I do think that Disney has gotten a lot more lax with what they're able to do.
Okay. Do you think it's more of a, like, rights per thing, or do you think it's more of an approval thing? Like, they paid for the rights, and then they're like, Disney, can we do this? And they're like, yes
I
or
think
no?
it's... Okay. This is honestly what I think about it.
Okay.
Disney loves Kingdom Hearts, right? It makes
Yes.
a lot of money. But
This first one, they didn't know yet, though, of course.
Right. But when they're deciding worlds for this, they have to take into consideration what properties they have right now are extremely popular. And so I think that they, you know, do have final say over, you know, what Nomura puts in this game, because they have to, you know...
So it's definitely an approval.
They have to market their films as well.
Okay.
Like, there's no way in hell that Frozen won't be in Kingdom Hearts 3. Regardless of if Nomura wanted it or not. Frozen has to be in there.
Okay, that makes sense. I want to say that... Well, could you, like, I was wondering if it's a price-by-price thing, like, then you would want to, like, oh, we got the rights to this, let's make an entire world of it. Or we couldn't just make just a reference. Like, you might as well run with it. But if it's more of an approval thing, then I can see, like...
that's also the reason that, they didn't include, Toy Story for so long. Toy Story is not happening until Kingdom Hearts 3. That's the first. of any Pixar.
Did Disney?
Oh,
is
and
it because
Monster,
Pixar?
yeah, and Monsters Inc. is in Kingdom Hearts 3 as
Oh.
well. Yeah, this is the first time they're including Pixar worlds, so that's big enough.
Yeah. I was just thinking, definitely, like, you know how, like, you have Belle and Beast, but you don't have a Beauty and the Beast world in this one?
Right.
They still had to get the rights for Belle and the Beast. So I was wondering if it's like they paid one thing for rights and then they just asked permissions for everything else. That's what I was thinking was happening.
I have no idea, to be honest.
Because otherwise, why go through the trouble of getting the rights if you're not going to do an entire world on it if you're paying that much money?
Yeah.
But if it's one flat rate, then you might as well just throw in references when it feels appropriate.
Yeah.
As long as you can get approval for it. I feel like those cameos can also be lesser known Disney characters because I feel like Disney's not going to give a shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
they kind of do that in the form of
that,
summons, but I mean, other
yeah,
than
that's what I'm saying. Well, like I was about to exactly say, like Dumbo. It was a good example. Like Dumbo is not, of course, he's a classic Disney property, but he's also popularity hasn't really been there for Dumbo lately.
Right. But if you throw Dumbo in as a summon, people are going to be like, "Oh, hey, Dumbo."
Yeah. people who are like fans of classic Disney are gonna like, I like it.
Yeah.
Bambi too and stuff like that. But like Disney's not gonna be like, oh, we don't want you portraying them in a lesser light or whatever. Like Disney's like, it's Dumbo. We don't give a shit.
I know. Yeah. The only thing that they were, I know they were super uptight about what they could do with Mickey, but I think that was only for this specific game because they got Mickey doing whatever the fuck they want him doing in the other games.
I'm sure showing Mickey as a bad guy at any point is probably
oh yeah,
a big no.
They'll never do that. I know that, but
evil Mickey.
That's the reason he's not really in this game.
That makes sense.
But he does play a very big role, like, you know, in the other games.
That's
it's
awesome.
just because they couldn't really do anything with him yet. Yeah, this game really plays it safe with the Disney properties, unfortunately.
I mean,
it's sad because this is the game that puts the most focus on, you know, exploring all the Disney properties.
Yeah, after a while they get like more. Yeah, that's kind of that's. It's kind of a like if only they kept the exploration aspect, or if they had the rights in this first one.
Yeah. Whoa.
I'm gonna be honest. That's like, I think that's definitely something that's been taking off a lot more, and just in games in general, the explorative.
Oh, absolutely.
I actually really like that.
Open world games are just huge now.
There's games that are straight up, strictly explorative. There's like no combat or anything, and I like those games too. They're more relaxing. They're more of a relaxed game rather than exciting. I don't know, but I like explorable aspects in.
That's like what No Man's Sky was. I mean, I know a lot of people were disappointed by No Man's Sky, but I thought it was pretty relaxing. I put a lot of hours into it.
I feel like it's all hype backlash with No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
Then again, the developer promised things that didn't show up.
And that's a fair complaint, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess I just didn't really follow it.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I got to playing the game, I was like, yeah, this is nice. I got pretty lost in it.
I'm trying to think if there's any games that I like that most people. Well, I guess Assassin's Creed 3, but like Star Fox Zero, we really like.
Yeah, Star Fox Zero is pretty fun.
And that had a lot of hype backlash.
Yeah.
I feel like you're not going to be able to make a Star Fox game that's going to please people.
They just keep rebooting it.
Yeah, they don't do a shared continuity between games. Nintendo's not really good with that for the most part. Paper Mario is different though, right? Paper Mario keeps a continuity.
I don't think so. I think it's very loose. I think each game is pretty much its own plot.
Damn. I mean, I like Nintendo, of course, but I really wish that they would keep a continuity with at least one property.
Only real continuity I think they have is
Legend of Zelda. And that
well, that's pretty loose too. I was gonna say Metroid. Metroid has a very tight,
continuity.
Yeah.
It sucks though, because I'm not a big Metroid fan. Because I like games.
I'm a fan of certain Metroid games. Well, not all of them are mind-numbingly hard. That's only like the early ones.
Oh. I've just always been scared of playing Metroid because I'm not good at video games.
You should try Zero Mission or Fusion. They're GBA games. Zero Mission is a remake of Metroid 1, but it has the moveset from Super Metroid and the graphical style, and the story is like a lot more streamlined, and the difficulty is fixed to be a lot more fair.
That's cool.
Yeah, and they added a lot of rooms, and I think they added a boss too. Might be wrong about that. Fusion is its own story entirely, about some kind of like alien symbiote making a Dark Samus or something.
Oh shit!
And
that's
how
I love my evil counterparts.
That's actually a really linear game, so it's different a bit. But yeah, a lot of people love that one too for what it is.